Hi guys, so let's get started. Oh yeah guys, see, friendly reminder, they're watching you, but they don't like it when they're watched.
Oh, that red brick one?
Yes, ma'am. That's it over there.
All right.
Why don't we film? That's it over there.
All right.
Why don't we film?
Well, you now,
Ma'am,
I'm filming you now.
you're my wonderful friend. How you doing? You
Long
doing
time no
well?
see.
How
Long
you
time
doing?
no see.
Comes out all nice and cordial like we're friends or something. We're not.
Oh, he just radioed you in?
Yep. So I just got radioed in. Now they know we're here, that I'm here. So the reason I'm here, guys, is because recently I have come to the realization that we are a parish of pedophile protectors. Our public officials are protecting these pedophiles, right? On April 10th of this year, Judge Brenda Ricks sentenced John Thibodeau, 57, probably a repeat offender, to 20 years in prison, all suspended except for 5 years, and he gets probation. He gets to pay $5,000, but who does he pay that $5,000 to? It doesn't say pay it to the victim. On July 15th of 2021, Judge William Dykes sentenced James Tyler Love to a suspended sentence of 2 years probation. He's a repeat sex offender. Judge William Dykes again sentenced Melvin Anthony Piccolo Jr. 7 years suspended to 7 years probation, $750 fine. Paid to who? Repeat offender. Judge Charlotte Foster sentenced Feltus Wade Ard Jr. Any relation? I don't know. But he got 7 years suspended, down to 3 years probation and a $500 fine. Paid to who? Judge Erica Sledge sentenced Douglas Blaine Perry Sr., born in 1966, charged with molestation of a juvenile, 10 years suspended, down to suspended 5, and he got down to he got 3 years probation. Nice, huh? Got another one for you. Judge William Dykes again sentenced Anthony James Todd, suspended sentence to 2 years probation, $750 fine. Paid to who? To the victims? Doesn't say.
Of course.
In 2013, I believe it was 2013, Denny Perkins was reported by another police officer that he was being inappropriate with children. Jason Ard heard these complaints, chastised that police officer for giving out the name of the victim, giving out the name to another police officer. But hey, never happened because he didn't write it down. Didn't write it down, didn't happen. And yet, another one. John Ford, former owner of Tiki Tubing, he was reported back in 2013 as well. That went on deaf ears too. That report went to Jason Ard, maybe one of his investigators, but I'm sure Jason Ard knew about it. These are not all of the cases. Yet they're focusing their efforts on convicting a mother trying to protect her child with no evidence. They have no physical evidence that proves she did what they are accusing her of. Louisiana is a one-party recording state. We are allowed to record in that building, and yet they choose not to allow us to do it. How many victims will they prey on next? How many victims did Denny Perkins have between 2013 and 2019 when he got arrested? A lot. I know, a lot. How many victims did John Ford have when he was reported? We'll never know. Not really. And yet they continue to focus their attention on prosecuting a mother trying to protect her nonverbal handicapped child. Does that make sense to you? And now we've got Jason Ard as sheriff. He comes up for election next year, or re-election. He needs to be out. He's been in there since 2013. And how many times has he dropped the ball for our children? Stop voting for Jason Ard. He is corrupt. I'll get back to my speech. So here's Jason Ard. Changing laws, not allowing public records to be requested and fulfilled, doing whatever he wants in this parish. And guess what? Nobody wants to fight him. Why? They're afraid of him. Why are they afraid of the sheriff? They shouldn't be afraid of the sheriff of this parish, and yet they are. You know why? Because he protects his own. And sometimes his own doesn't need to be protected. Can you believe they are allowing pedophiles to walk the streets with minor probation? And yet there's a young lady in there right now being tried for protecting her child. She sent a record. Her child started coming home from school with bruises, crying, hard crying, soiled clothes. No one over there would tell her what's going on. Why? Well, so she took the law into her own hands and followed the Louisiana state law, where it is a one-party recording state, and she does have the right to speak for her child. So she puts a recording device on her child to find out what is going on at school. They found it. They ripped that child's wheelchair open and pulled the recording devices out. Why would they do that if they're not hiding anything? Well, I've heard some of those recordings, and they have a lot to hide. They ought to be happy I haven't posted any of them on my channel, because I certainly would. So now that they know that the recordings are there, and she's allowed to have these recordings, they're going to separate that child from her wheelchair and put the wheelchair in the coach's office where it doesn't belong. So how is that handicapped, nonverbal child supposed to get out in case there's a fire? Are they going to carry her? No, you put her in her wheelchair. That wheelchair was made for her. It wasn't made for so that you can hide what you're doing. Y'all broke the law, taking that wheelchair away from that handicapped child. So now here we are. We're going to be talking. We're going to be talking about the corruption in Livingston Parish. I am sick and tired of our public officials hiding the corruption, hiding the crime that they themselves are committing. This ordinance right here, that goes against Turner v. Driver. Now, some of y'all may not know who Turner v. Driver is, but he is a very intelligent young man that changed laws. Turner v. Driver is of the 5th District. We are absolutely allowed to record in that building. In this building right here, is the sheriff's department, the clerk of court, the district attorney, public records. We're allowed to record in here, and yet here we are with that ridiculous ordinance. Alrighty guys, so while you're looking at that, I'm going to read you what I have. We got Turner v. Driver, the right to record the police. The First Amendment gives us the right to record the police, the right to record, video, and audio record police subject to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions. Well, this building is open at 8 o'clock in the morning. As you can see right here, it's open at 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Right? And yet, if I go in, I will be arrested. Isn't that amazing?
You're right about that case. Something real serious is going on there. Like, you can see the look on everybody's faces just waiting in the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like, they have over 50 people in that room right now.
A
Wow.
lot of people.
Nice.
And that's just only on one side that I've seen.
Yep. They only have that one door open, so there's probably a lot of people in there.
Right? Well, thank you.
I hope you're recording about the coaches and taking all the money and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Are you in that courtroom?
Yeah, I'm in that courtroom.
Have they?
It's unbelievable, man. I can't believe this.
Can you tell me what's going on in there?
Well, they were talking about they got the guy up there, the detective, and how they went and arrested the woman whenever she didn't put the wheelchair anywhere,
That's right.
you know, and it
was supposed to stay with her child.
Yeah, and then they're covered. They got mad because their cover up got busted because it's unbelievable. It's Livingston Parish.
It is, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can't believe it. They arrested her
Yep. For protecting her kid.
because her kid had bruises.
Yep.
And then they're mad because the coach gets caught stealing money from Livingston Parish. And the public shouldn't know? Yeah, the public ought to know.
Right?
Because
Absolutely.
it's our money.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly. Do you know where they said that money came from?
Yeah, the money came from the athletic department.
Department. Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
then,
so it's public money.
And then a weed eater was stolen too, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if it was from there, you know.
Right.
But it's unbelievable that they're gonna get mad at her just because they got busted.
Yeah.
And
the thing is they're not protecting our kids because they let Denny Perkins go for 5 years.
yeah, and this guy's they're not even saying that the coach had the charges filed on him for stealing from the public. It's
Right.
ridiculous.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
They're just mad because they got caught.
Exactly, and so they wanted to take it out on her. And yet we're supposed to be the criminals.